Hey everybody, it is Natalie here, the Posh Pigeon, and today we're going to do my 3-month recap of what I sold, what my sales were, what my profit after fees, how many units I listed, how many I sold, what kind of money I needed to reinvest into my business to grow my business, and then at the end of the day, what was my profit. And so if you have a goal of making $1,000 in your first 3 months, it is completely possible, and I'm going to kind of give you guys the framework here to begin with. However, what you choose to reinvest into your business to grow your business is obviously going to be up to you. And so that's kind of what we're going to really go over in a little bit more detail. And because I'm going to be reading you these numbers, my goal is to have something above my face or up on my screen here or somewhere, so that for visual people, they can kind of get, take a look at these numbers visually as I read them. And then my goal is to do this every single month so that we can track my journey as I, in theory, should be increasing my income. Now that boils down to me as well, right? And so me and my actions, the amount of listings that I'm listing every single month, and then the quality of the items. And so I would have to say before we get started that, if you're thinking about doing this, you really want to make sure that you're doing your research. And so if you don't have a friend to lean on to kind of, in a way, tell you what brands are good or bad, I would definitely say you want to go to YouTube and definitely start searching out what sold videos, understanding the brands in those, and hopefully what a good cost per item would be in order for it to sell for a profit. Research is really important. I would also say Whatnot is a great platform to do research on for brand awareness and just understanding like why people bid on certain items more versus others. And so that is first and foremost something you should always be doing. For the sake of this, we're going to just go over the numbers, and I'm going to show you how it is very possible to make $1,000 a month to start when you are, reselling. All right, so let's dive into May 2022. Oh, before I forget, please like and subscribe. This really helps me. Sometimes I forget to say that on these videos, but I greatly appreciate it. All right, May 2022, units sold 32, units listed 76. All right, my sell-through rate was 79%. That is fantastic, but do keep in mind some of these items were from my own closet. That's where I started. And so I would have to say my closet was probably a little bit better than what I can find out in the wild, which is why the sell-through rate was 79% that month. My sales were 987. My profit after fees was $765. Now here is the drum roll. What did I reinvest into my business? May, my first month, $732 to be exact. So I made very, very small profit that month, and then my cash basis income, meaning the amount of money that I actually transferred into my bank account that month, was $397. What does that mean? That means that towards the end of the month, whenever I was transferring money for this is only Poshmark, because for this video, I haven't even started selling on eBay. So this is all Poshmark. Some of that was either in Poshmark to be transferred, or we were coming up on, things were being shipped and they weren't accepted, or they were delivered and they weren't accepted yet. So I didn't get those profits back. So by the end of the month. So what does that mean? It means that I had to take like $300, not quite, but $200 to $300 of my own money and spend it to invest to grow my inventory. All right, June 2022, units sold 78, units listed 98. My sell-through rate was 59%. Now, this is year to date. This is not month over month. I think people talk in month over month numbers sometimes. I think they talk year to date numbers sometimes of their sell-through rate. For these videos, I am doing year to date because at this point, I feel like I need at least 6 months of data to even see what my average sell-through rate is. But I'm communicating for now what it is. It was 59% year to date, which was only 2 months. My sales were $3,422. My profit after fees was $2,698. What did I reinvest into my business that month? $1,272. What was my cash basis income, meaning income I actually transferred to my bank account? $2,390. Here's a metric that I'm going to be talking about too, which I just think it's interesting, and I'm going to document likes to sold. That was 11. So that means on Poshmark in the app, you can see how many likes you've gotten on your listings. So I'm taking that number and dividing it by how many have sold. So likes to sold for June was 11. July, the third month. Units sold 67, units listed 125. So I'm picking up my listing pace here. Sales, this was obviously the summer slowdown, 2,038 because I listed a lot, but I did not sell as much as I did in June. Profit after fees was 1,509. What did I reinvest into my business that month? $705. My cash basis income that I actually transferred into my bank account was $1,984, which again was rollover from June. Likes to sold was 9.7, so that has gone down. And then my sell-through rate year to date is now 57%, and that went down 2% from the previous month. All right, so let's recap this first 3 months. And I think this is where a lot of people may want to look at the screen or pay attention. But the recap here was my total sales for my first 3 months, $6,447. My total net after fees to Poshmark was $5,053. My total units sold was 176. My total units listed for those 3 months was 299. My total cost of goods for the 179 that I sold was 1,324. So a lot of people talking like, what is my cost per good? What is my total cost of goods per sale? Whatever, how you want to say it. So this is what I had to pay for the item, right? So there's a couple different ways to look at this. I could really take my net, which was $5,053, minus what I actually paid for those items, which was $1,324. However, I'm looking at this a little different because I need to reinvest some of my profits right back into my business. So if we continue down the line, my average cost of good per sale was $7.50, which is, a little high, which I had recognized, and through time I'm going to work on getting that down. However, it's catch-22 because I also want to go after higher end listings, but my average sales price over the last 3 months was $36. My average profit per sale was $29 after fees. All right, so here's the total income that I put into my bank account, meaning my cash basis accounting. So what I actually transferred into my bank account from Poshmark was $4,771. Total income I spent to buy more inventory and pay for what I've already sold was $2,710. So basically, my take-home profit after I took $2,710 of the profit I made and reinvested it was actually $2,061. Now, each and every one of us may be very different. Like, I could have capped it and said, no, my total profit without reinvesting it back in was $4,771. I could have said, no, I want to take $3,000 and keep that for myself. That leaves me only $1,700 to reinvest. However, I am trying to grow, so I need to reinvest until I get to what they call listing nirvana, which for me, I don't know what that is yet, and that's why we're documenting this. But that just means like I get to the point where I'm just replacing the listings that I'm selling each month to make X amount of dollars. But this is a compound effect, so I'm trying to grow my closet so I sell more each month. Which so far, because I kind of did some of August numbers, which aren't on this video, it is working. I'm making more each month slowly, but I'm also growing my closet, right? So my total available inventory when I did all these numbers was actually 277 listings. The total value of those listings was $10,400. So that's just showing you that taking that money and reinvesting it is growing the number of listings that I have, so that each month I am going to slowly start making more. All right, so that kind of gives you guys a good breakdown of what you would need to do to make $3,000 in profit in your first 3 months. As you notice on the first month, I basically had to reinvest all that money to make more money the next month. And my sell-through rate right now, let's see, for the year to date is 57%, right? And so that's something that I'm gonna have to watch very closely as I add more inventory. Now, how do I improve on these numbers moving forward? Like, what does this tell me? Well, a couple things here I had documented to go over with you guys. Find items that sell faster and for more money. Well, as you're new, you only can go off the experience you already have, and then of course the research that you're doing, right? But this is kind of a catch-22 because I personally want to experiment, and I have experimented, you know, on this journey with things like kids' clothes or bags or different brands that I heard somebody else talk about. And so I particularly want to experiment with buying more expensive or investing more money to double my money faster and for more money. However, I realize then my profits are going to suffer in that first 3 months because I have to take that money and reinvest it and spend more dollars per item, if that makes sense. And so we will see how that unfolds, but you know, I also am trying to be, I guess, more selective on doing comps first before I pick up an item that is higher priced, because I definitely have made some mistakes where I've overpaid for an item, and some of those items are actually still sitting in my closet. Like I paid $25 for a Molly Crosby, I think that's the brand, dress. With a lot of those dresses sell, you know, over $100 on Poshmark. However, either this dress in particular is just not appealing to people, or I didn't realize it's going to take a longer time, or perhaps, you know, I just picked up maybe I wouldn't say like a ugly dress, but a less appealing dress that nobody wants to pay up for, and so that's still sitting. I picked up a Lily Pulitzer dress that is, still sitting as well, that I paid up for it. And honestly, I'm gonna make my money back, but I'm not gonna double my money at this point. I doubt it. So some of those things, I picked up a Vera Bradley bag and a estate sale, and I just got my money back. Maybe I made like $7 off of it. But again, I was experimenting. I didn't do my research thoroughly, and so I'm learning from all of those mistakes, and I'm sure I'm going to still have mistakes. The next thing that can improve my profits is I wasn't really good at double checking the items when I picked them up. So I picked up some cashmere sweaters that had holes in them. That's now something that I'm fully aware of. Cashmere, you have to really look closely. I've definitely picked up some items that have stains or tears, and I didn't check thoroughly enough. And so either that has to go right into the trash. Most of it went right into the trash because I'm not really going to redonate something that has holes in it like that. And so, or even, some stains that I probably could have got more money if there wasn't a small hole or a stain here and there. And so I have to get better at that. Be more savvy at my local thrift store sales. So through this journey, I've realized some thrift stores, even Goodwill, like having sales on Monday, and looking out for those items, and then being patient to wait for the sales dates to go in and buy items for cheaper. What else? I'm going to start cross-listing on eBay, and that is a learning curve in itself. So, understanding, do I have to pay to promote my listing? So what is that going to do for, my cost of goods and what I pay to sell an item? And then I need to build up reviews. But yeah, cross list, that's the next thing. Stay consistent with my listing goal. I think that's going to be, since I am part-time, that is always going to be like me pushing my limits here to get things listed, especially as we go into Q4. I think it's really important to recognize, even for retailers, a lot of their money is made October through December. And so what am I doing to build my inventory as fast as I can without, compromising, which I definitely have items listed that I would say, hopefully I make my money back, or a compromise, or it's just not a good average sales price item. So how am I going to build my inventory faster without compromising? And then, I would say sourcing on platforms like Whatnot may be a good option for me if I'm trying to increase my average sales price or the profits that I'm making on per item, or get more designer brands into my closet. Because with Whatnot, you have time to quickly punch it into your computer before you bid on the item and see if it is worth your bid, and what is your max bid, that you should pay for an item in order to flip it from Whatnot. Following people who are having their first shows, like typically you can get better deals on those items as well on Whatnot. And so maybe diversifying your sourcing options and getting more creative is something that I could also continuously improve on. Alright, so I hope you guys found this video helpful. Again, if I wanted to make $3,000 of profits into my bank account this month, I completely could have. However, I chose to really invest more than I made back into my business, which I've already seen in August. It is starting to pay off. Now, that is all I know. So we are learning together. For all I know, August could be the same as July, but it really shouldn't, as long as I am hitting my listing goal, which is 180 listings a month. And something you also have to be aware of on Poshmark is if you download, or if you look at your stats and you look at your published listings, What I didn't realize is if you are relisting every 60 days, they're counting that again as a new listing. So it may be deceiving of how many new listings you're actually putting up. So that, you know, I have to manually kind of do through Google spreadsheets to really see the amount of items I've actually listed. Because, for example, in August, it says I published 253 listings. I did not. A lot of that was relisted. And I actually only listed 180. So if you're going solely off of that, and you are relisting, you know, your numbers may be deceiving. You may be thinking you're putting up X amount of new listings, but you're really not. And so, you know, if you're serious about this, I would recommend that you try to track that separately. So anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful. This was a long video, so I am hoping that my channel gets verified soon so I can upload this video in, obviously it's already going to be September when you guys see this. However, please like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I look forward to continuously reviewing my numbers with you guys. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please put it in the comments below, because perhaps you guys are thinking about something that I haven't thought of, and I would love, you know, for you guys to put that in the comments below. Anyways, I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.